I much prefer the strategy of just ignoring these people, because if you play to them, and especially and I know this to be true in the rap world, but I know it to be even truer in the radio world. If you play to these people, you end up making them famous, and you end up drawing your audience to their audience, and going back and forth. And it's like, I don't want to make them any more famous than they already are for attacking me. So, yes, it's a lot easier that way. Now, Corey Perlman with us this week here on the world famous Jiggy Jaguar Show. You can find him online at ebootcamp.com. Also, author of eBootcamp, Proven Internet Marketing Techniques to Grow Your Business. He's an author, he's a speaker, he's a consultant on all things social media, and as I've said on this program a couple times, he's a social media god. And now, I read an article on the radio trade site All Access this past week, and I got to thinking about it, and I've been thinking about this in the past, and I've been waiting for someone to write it down so I don't look like a raving lunatic. But, of course, that joke died at 3:55 Central Time. And now, the article was about radio stations that promote Facebook and Twitter and do a ton of promotion on that. And they're like, why do radio stations give these two website and these social media services and social networking services a lot of free advertising when they make their other advertisers pay for advertising? And I've always thought that was the case, because I remember when we first started Jiggy Jag TV here in Salina, Kansas. That was back in the MySpace days. And we'd get these bands on, and I'd be like, tell us how we connect on the internet, how we find you. And everybody and the brother was always, well, it's myspace.com/, and then they would do the band name. And I always thought, why don't you go buy a web domain? Because you're giving MySpace a ton of free advertising and a ton of free hits. And I noticed that with radio stations now, where they're like, well, go like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. Instead of going, well, go to our website, 989therock.com, or whatever the case is. Is that something that we should try to get away from, or is it just part of the social media thing where Facebook and Twitter are always just going to get free advertising?
I think that it just goes to show you the mammoth size that these sites have become. I mean, Facebook's got 800 million people, and the statistic that for me is most sort of eye-opening is the amount of time people spend on it, which doesn't even, the second site doesn't even compare, which is Google. People on Facebook, 50% of their audience is on there 1 hour a day, and you're probably never going to see a site in the future that gets that kind of attention. It's pretty amazing. So, I mean, they earned it, and for lack of a better reason, they're going to get that kind of free advertising. So, I think it's kind of interesting if you look at like Super Bowl ads now. Instead of putting their domain name, they put their Facebook address.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, I was just agreeing with you.
Hey, people have to be careful, though. Facebook is exciting because there's 800 million people. Facebook is frustrating because there's
800 million people. Yeah.
So you gotta be, there's just so much crap on there, and that's why if you just have a Facebook page, and you're waiting for people to engage and comment and grow your fan page and all that, it's just not easy, and you just gotta find a way, like I said before, to get above the noise, be different, and get them to love you,
Well, and that brings me to my couple final questions here for you, my friend. Thank you for joining us, by the way. I appreciate it. Corey Perlman is with us today. He's an internet marketer and social media entrepreneur. The guy is fabulous. He's an author. He's a speaker. He's a consultant to everything and all things social media. And as I've said before, he is a social media god. And a couple of my final questions. One being, with Twitter and Facebook and MySpace and all these places, should like a band, like for instance, we've got a great group of artists in the studio with us today. Should they set up a domain name and network everything into a website and just tell their fans, hey, go to our website, blah, blah, blah.com, and find us, you can find us on Twitter, Facebook, and everything from there? Or should they be out places and, if they put it on their mixtape or they put it on a poster or a flyer or something, put their Twitter address and their Facebook? What's the pros and cons there?
Yeah, that's a great question, by the way, because websites do seem to be the forgotten, entity here in the world of the web because of all these social media sites. And I actually believe that websites are just as important as they've ever been because they're still a place that people go to, build your band or find information. They may not be a Facebook user. Not every human being is a Facebook user. So you want to be in the places. You never want to force people down one path. If they still like MySpace and that's still their cup of tea, then be there. If they want to find you via Twitter, then be there. Same thing with Facebook, same thing with your website. The other thing about being in the largest spaces in the world is that you give yourself better odds of ranking. So if somebody types in, events, Mission, Kansas, or wherever.
Yeah.
You have a better shot of ranking if you have 4 or 5 different sites out there that's got your information on it. It's kind of like instead of betting on one horse, you're betting on multiple horses at the racetrack, as an example.
Which is smart.
That is a smart deal because there's a good example of this is a buddy of mine, Frank Catolo, who actually I would like to see if we could get you on his show at some point. He would love you, brother. he was one of the first guys to go get on Twitter and Facebook, and he didn't do anything with it. He just kind of signed up and then just let it go. And he waited and he waited and he waited. Well, then it blew up. And so he already had an account, and he started already getting friend requests and getting followers and all these things. And he kind of embraced the social media thing. But he was there before anybody else was over there. And I find it great that you bring up the thing about make sure that you're in all sorts of different places, because there for the longest time he had a blog spot website. It was catolachronicles.blogspot.com, and he was just on Blogspot. That's it. And then he waited, and Facebook got to be the biggest thing on the frickin' planet. And then all of a sudden he doesn't have to go through and sign up for Frank Catolo _01 or whatever. He's already got the domain name or whatever from Facebook. So I like that, my friend. Now, finally, to wrap up here, a lot of people talk about it, and I joke about it on this show. And when it came out and it first started, it was a great resource. And I know there's a lot of the hip-hop guys that were over there. But tell us about what you think of the future of MySpace.
It's a good example. People ask me that all the time, what happened to MySpace, and I think it's a good example that we can all learn a lesson from of just not resting on your laurels or whatever you want to call it. They were the biggest, the baddest. When Facebook came out, the college audience, they had the market share, but they weren't adapt as much as people can't stand it. Facebook's constantly changing and doing things differently, and it freaks people out at first, but we end up sort of probably liking it, or the experience gets better, and they fix things. And I think MySpace did it, and it's just a good example that we constantly have to be tweaking and changing based upon what our feedback is from our customers or our listeners or whatever you want to call it, our fans. So I think they died a very quick death because of that. Now, are they coming back? I have no idea. I know that Ashton Kutcher, or whatever you say his last name, is now a owner, I think. Last I heard, I think it's him. But it's got a long road ahead, man. I know for bands it might still be big, but it is scary to think that they were, and I might butcher these numbers, but they were once valued at whatever it was, 500 million, 350 million. And,
Good God.
On the fucking MySpace.
Good God. I'm just amazed.
Yeah, and selling for like 45. It was just a nightmare down spiral of just bad decisions and all that. So so I am pretty bleak.
It's like WCW. I'm a huge professional wrestling fan. I don't know if you have any inklings in the world of professional wrestling, but I do know that when WCW was the biggest company on the planet, and then overnight it seemed like Vince McMahon from the WWF came in and bought them for candy bar and 25 cents.
Yeah, apparently he didn't buy them for much.
So yeah, so there is that. But does anybody in the studio have anything more for this for Corey before we let him go, or you guys got anything? Okay, well, Corey, I appreciate you doing this, my friend, and you can find him online, ebootcamp.com, correct?
That's correct. I appreciate you guys having me. Again, I think clearly the video, so it must have been my ugly mug that's giving us headaches here. But,
It was-
get this going.
It was that pink shirt. Damn it. I love that. Well, I appreciate it, sir, and I will be in touch, and we'll talk to you soon.
That sounds great. Thanks for having me, guys.
Appreciate it, man. Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Later. Now, Corey Perlman with us on the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar show. When we get back, it is hour number 3, and we are going to be talking to two of a kind for the entire hour. And we're going to be playing some of their music, and we're going to be also, I want to get your guys' thoughts. I know that the rap world, you guys love superheroes.
Right.
And we're going to play a clip from a superhero documentary that Zombie found of real-life superheroes. We're going to be talking about that.
I gotta find another clip.
We've also got our winner of the week still to come, and we've got our Hot for Teacher. So we're going to take a quick little time out here, and it's always an interesting Sunday, is indeed. I've enjoyed it very much. And I'm waiting for Greg. There's Greg.
Yeah.
Thank you much, Mr. Greg Jordan. Check out jordanproductions.net for more on Greg. And when we get back, we've got more, so keep it loud, keep it loaded. You're listening to the Royal Famous Jiggy Jaguar show. That was great.
Are we out?
Well, I will have to say that dude was right. You know, there's so many freaking rappers that, and it's not just rappers, it's music guys that are just like, oh, I'm on Twitter, but I'm not on Facebook. Facebook sucks.
Yeah.
Or reversal, and I'm like, I'm just being on all of them.
LinkedIn.
I gotta talk to Romy
I'm on everything.
tonight, by the way.
The more networking,
Really?
the better.
Woodbone Dry just fucking posted the show to the Santa Fe Saloon already.
Did you call Romy?
Put the lineup up. I haven't called him yet, no.
Need to call into the saloon or go down there right now. Leave and just go down there.
You think he'd be down there
He
now?
might be down there.
Okay, I was either gonna do that. I put underneath their post, I put this is still to be announced.
Yeah.
Underneath their
I
fucking
would have
posting.
run down there.
Alright.
But yeah, you got to be everywhere, man.
Right.
Everywhere you can.
I know there was a lot of guys that didn't want to be on Reverb Nation there for the longest freaking time. I'm like, are you an idiot?
I'm gonna find this clip.
What did you do?
Yeah, right. You gotta be on everything.
That's my next clip, and I've also got a Hot for Teacher.
Good.
I've got 3. I found 3 of them.
Well, we're gonna
Like the last
when we
week.
get back, we'll do the Hot for Teacher thing.
We'll talk to these guys first. Well, do you want to do the top Hot for Teacher first? Or you want to talk?
We'll do a Hot for Teacher, and I want to bring these guys into it. 'Cause I've
Okay.
got to. That's all I want to.
What I try to do is every week I try to find a story about a teacher sleeping with a student, and then we play the song "Hot for Teacher" by Van Halen in the background. I got it bad, got it bad, got it bad.
There's a couple teachers I had. I wanted to sleep. Yeah. I think everybody had a hot for a teacher. Yeah.
When I was a senior in high school, I was banging one of the student teachers we had. She was like 22 from the college. I was like 18. She was like 22. Nobody found out. Nobody. Well, it was funny because I went to a house party. Like my band had played this show at this house, and she was there partying. And she was there partying. And I was like, hey, what's going on? And then we got drunk, and I did her on the couch.
There you go.
I filled her with more
I
semen
keep
than
wondering
anything.
if she'll cover up.
Oh my God!
I see some teachers in the club all the time.
There it is.
Real.
That happens.
There was a fucking teacher I know of back in way back in the day when they first put the strip club in up here. She was teaching down there during the day and stripping up here.